So far the work that we've done is we've spent a lot of time on this thing called matrix multiplication. So within the variations, I think the first variation that we looked at was rows and columns. And in rows and columns, the idea was that you take one row from a matrix and multiply it with the row on the other side. So if I have a simple, let's say 2 by 2 matrix, and I have two 2 by 2 matrices, so then I simply take the first row and multiply it with the column on the other side, right? So this was the row and column model. And tiling was a second approach, and in the second approach again, same example, if I have a 4 by 4 matrix, and I have two 4 by 4 matrices, तो हम उनको divide कर देते थे into smaller sub matrices, and then we sort of run those sub matrices in parallel. So this was approach number 1. This is approach number 2. Now my hope is that you've done both this, and you've done this using this concept called the ROM-based PCU. The challenge with systolic is the design is fairly simple, but when you try and implement it on the tiling side or with the tiling side, or you try and extend it, so there are certain tricks that you have to understand and explore. Okay. तो फिर हमारे पास एक चौथी अप्रोच है, which is what we call the sequential approach. तो ये जो हमारी अप्रोच नंबर 1 है, अप्रोच नंबर 2 है, and अप्रोच नंबर 3 है, ये तीनों अप्रोच parallel approaches हैं. And I think within these, I think what stands out is that you don't do one mathematical operation at a time. You actually do multiple mathematical operations in parallel at every clock cycle. But in the sequential approach, you limit it to only one mathematical operation per clock cycle, right? So that's the idea. And I think the objective for doing the parallel approaches first and then the sequential approach is to actually see how fast or how much potential do the parallel approaches represent when it comes to doing calculations that are independent in nature. This is the grand plan. This is what we've sort of done so far. Sequential हमने अब तक किया नहीं है, sequential हम सबसे आखिर में करेंगे, लेकिन जो rows and column वाली approach है वो हमने mid term से पहले कर ली थी. Tiling हमने discuss की थी, हमने implement नहीं किया था, but that's a circuit that you have to figure out on your own. And then systolic we've shared, so you have to build this. Right? So these are the three pieces. This is a major issue for many people, is how do you figure out the flow of information? And the flow of information is segregated in two separate parts. दो मुख्तलिफ हिस्से हैं उस flow के अंदर, जिसमें से एक हिस्सा deals with the flow of data. And ये flow of data user to the circuit, and then from within the circuit, from the RAM to the registers, and then from the registers to the processor, right? So this flow has multiple parts. So the first part is, let's say I give you a simple matrix, but ये matrix आप RAM में store करते हैं, and then once you have this matrix, then what do? Then you move it to your registers, and then once you've done it to the registers, then what do? Then you pass it to your processing element. So this is flow of data, and this flow of data is also dependent on how information is captured. And then from register to your processing element. So if I have a matmul, that's my PE. If I have a systolic element, that's my PE. If I have a RNC, that's my PE. So RAM to register to processing, this is one flow of information. अब ये जो flow है, इस flow के साथ मसला ये है कि इसमें timing is critical. In a lot of instances, we believe or we feel that if the relevant information is available at that specific point in time, then we'll get the desired actual result. But if it's not available, then we would have a bigger challenge. Just second element that you have to track in parallel with that is the flow of control. So what needs to be turned on and what needs to be turned off. And the flow of control also controls the flow of data. So how do I track it, and then how do I implement it? And this thinking is what we were trying to familiarize you with in the first part of this course, जब हमने आपसे ROM-based PC introduce कराया, and we explained you कि आपने information कैसे pass करनी है, how are you going to identify which control lines are going to get used, and then how you're going to make sure that those control lines get turned on and turned off at the right time. And that different question is that we want to move from this, lower level language of control, which is essentially turning control lines on and off, to a higher language. And this higher language is a language where we're saying, I don't want to worry about flow of control. I don't want to worry about flow of data. Use a higher level instruction that says do this, do X. And when I say do X, then you go out and do X, and I really don't care how do you implement that. Now, if you're working on a single similar one circuit, then flow of control and instruction set is not as much or as big of a challenge. But if you're working across multiple circuits, or if you're trying to do things in sequence, or you're trying to do a lot of things in parallel. So for example, matmult आपने बना तो लिया है, but a matrix multiply that just does a single matrix multiplication, सिर्फ एक matrix लेता है उसको multiply करता है, is not going to be a lot of fun or of much use. But on the other hand, if you have a matrix multiplier that can do hundreds of matrix multiplications in one go and do that quickly, then that is of interest. And then that requires us to move on to what I call a high level of abstraction. And this high level of abstraction will make it possible for us to do two things. One, it will help us reduce our overall cost. Cost is not just in terms of clock cycles and time that we spend in building a circuit. Cost is also determined by how many cycles it takes us to figure out कि ये काम हमने करने कैसा है. So अभी for example अगर मैं आपके सामने ये circuit रखूँ और आपसे कहूँ कि this is something that I'd like you to build, तो आप circuit बना तो लेंगे, but if I say अच्छा इसको customize करो या generalize करो या extend करो या modify करो, तो वहाँ पे हम जाके फंस जाएंगे, because everything that you add new, if you add a new gate, that gate would may necessarily need a new control line. If you add or a processing element, you'll have to figure out how to control it. अगर आप एक नई RAM ऐड करें तो आपको उसकी लाइन्स मैनेज करनी पड़ेंगी, नया रजिस्टर ऐड करें तो उसकी लाइन्स मैनेज करनी पड़ेंगी. So the objective of this high level of abstraction is that we want to break our work into three separate categories. तो अब तक आपने जो काम किया है ना वो आपने category A पे किया है, right? Which has been dealing with the circuit, the gates, the microcode and the processor. अब इसके ऊपर एक और category है, and that category is essentially drivers, operating systems and generating your executables. And then the highest category which you do, which you're comfortable with, which is what you've been following, are programming languages. So हम यहाँ से यहाँ और यहाँ से यहाँ तो नहीं जाएंगे, लेकिन हम A से we want to sort of intrude a bit in B. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to go out and say that for all practical purposes, what we want to do is we want to start off by saying that I want something other than microcode. 16-bit का word generate करे थे that would give you 911 or 9110 or 0880 or 0880 or 8880. These were all instances of microcode. And so far, all the work that you've done, all the customization, all the changes that you've done at the microcode level. So I'm saying I would prefer to have a higher level of abstraction, and that higher level of abstraction के लिए मुझे एक language चाहिए, and that language is what I'm calling my instruction set for this specific architecture. जब हम abstraction की बात करते हैं तो हमारे पास बहुत सारे components हैं, right? So at the output level, result level, this is what we get, which is results, control, triggers and signals. लेकिन हम इसको manage कैसे करते हैं? Manage करते हैं through symbols. So binary जो आप language इस्तेमाल करें, 1s and 0s, hexa इस्तेमाल करें, these are all symbols. A collection of these symbols essentially becomes a language. So symbols के through हम manipulate करते हैं, and उससे we create order from chaos, and then the desired output may be a combination of signals, triggers, actions and control. Our objective is to sort of reduce the amount of chaos, reduce the amount of, I think the right word would be complexity, and simplify it to a point where we can handle and address it. So this is one circuit, right? This is a circuit. ये क्या करता है? ये matrix multiplication करता है. This is not a design that you've done and implemented. इस design के अंदर अगर आप calculate करें तो यहाँ पे आपके पास 16 registers यहाँ पे, 16 registers यहाँ पे. And let's call this bank A. So this is for A. Let's call this bank B. This is for bank B. And यहाँ पे अगर आप देखें तो आपके पास 2 RAMs हैं. These are RAMs for loading A. यहाँ पे भी आपके पास 2 RAMs हैं. These are RAMs for loading B. At the hardware level, I can say कि मेरे पास 16 registers हैं और ये आपका processing element. This is your processing element. ये आपकी output RAM है. ये 4 हमने registers यहाँ पे लगाए हैं, which I would call bank C. This is for output RAM. Okay. At a microcode level, I can say कि turn this RAM and this register on at this specific clock cycle. And the format that you also follow on your side is essentially the same thing. कहते हैं कि जी इस RAM की output enable line on करें, इस register की write enable line on करें, अगले क्लॉक साइकिल पे जब वो रैम इसके बस के ऊपर डेटा डालेगी तो आपके पास ये रजिस्टर में वैल्यू आ जाएगी. जब ये रजिस्टर में वैल्यू लिख ली जाए तो वो रैम का आउटपुट इनेबल ऑफ कर दें, इस रजिस्टर का डब्ल्यू ऑफ कर दें, एंड देन मूव ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट स्टेज, एंड दैट नेक्स्ट स्टेज कुड बी रीड द नेक्स्ट वैल्यू ऑफ रैम. सो ये दिस वी डन राइट. सो अब हम क्या करना चाहते हैं, हम उसको पैकेज करना चाहते हैं. और हमारा पैकेज करने का जो प्राइमरी ऑब्जेक्टिव ये कि अगर कल को मैं डिज़ाइन चेंज कर दूँ एंड आई गिव यू दिस डिज़ाइन, दिस इज डिज़ाइन दैट यू एक्चुअली वर्कड ऑन, दिस इज डिज़ाइन वेयर व्हाट आर यू डूइंग, this is bank A, this is bank B, this is also bank B. These are two separate processing elements that work in parallel. ये A की RAM है, ये B की RAM है, यहाँ पे आपके पास इधर आपके पास आंसर स्टोर हो रहे हैं. This design, this very different design, but make it work in such a fashion that whatever you've done here in terms of instruction sets should also work here. So the reason why language is important, the reason why we want this high level of abstraction is that if day after tomorrow I give you a different design, this is the third design, right? This is your sequential design. This is a design जिसके अंदर आप क्या करते हैं, जिसमें यहाँ पे मेरे पास एक बैंक है, यहाँ पे एक और बैंक है, ये एक मेरे पास तीसरा बैंक है, यहाँ पे एक चौथा बैंक है, 4 मेरे पास मेमोरीज हैं यहाँ पे जो मैं रैम के लिए इस्तेमाल कर रहा हूँ. इस साइड के ऊपर मेरे पास एक रोम बेस्ड पीसीयू है और मेरा जो प्रोसेसर है वो यहाँ पर है. This is where the processing happens. So is it possible for me create or structure a language that would make it so that whatever language I've used for one of these circuits would work just as well on all 3 of them? So 3 variations है ना आपके पास. पहली variation ये थी आपकी, let's call this class 1. This was the first class, right? This is the class 2. इसमें आई कैन ओनली डू 2 by 2 बिकॉज मेरे पास यहाँ पे 4 हैं और यहाँ पे 4 हैं, राइट. तो एक वक्त में मैं सिर्फ 4 एलिमेंट के साथ काम कर सकता हूँ. यहाँ पे मैं एक वक्त में 16 एलिमेंट के साथ काम कर रहा था. एंड देन आई हैव अ क्लास 3, यहाँ पे मैं एक वक्त में सिर्फ एक मैथमेटिकल ऑपरेशन इस्तेमाल कर सकता हूँ. माई क्वेश्चन, माई चैलेंज टू यू इज़ दैट कैन आई क्रिएट अ लैंग्वेज, आई वुड मेक इट पॉसिबल फॉर मी to use that language, that structure across all 3 circuits. And to some extent, this is the point that I've made in the article I'd shared with you on the TPU. The reason why the TPU was such a huge success is that Google made it plug compatible with its existing infrastructure and existing languages. So whatever tools, so they use something called, accelerated linear algebra, XLA, they use JAX, they use a couple of other libraries. The TPU was plug compatible with all of these on day 1. You didn't have to port your code. अगर आपके पास पुरानी एक लाइब्रेरी लिखी हुई थी जो डेटा सेंटर पे चल रही थी या गूगल के इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पे चल रही थी, वही लाइब्रेरी एज इज इस्तेमाल हो जाएगी TPU के ऊपर. That's the benefit and that's the joy of language, of a higher order language. And हमारा ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या है? हमारा ऑब्जेक्टिव, we want to be free from the tyranny of the microcode. I don't want to worry about कि ये on होगा, ये off होगा. I want to just do that once. And once I've done that, then I simply want to say, load A, load B, multiply A and B, store C. That's all I want to do. I want to say कि अच्छा ये माइक्रो कोड में ये लाइन इसको जाके ऑन कर दो, ये 0 था इसको 1 कर दो, वो 1 था उसको 0 कर दो, और आप देखो काम चलता है नहीं चलता. I don't want to do that. I just want to do that once, and then I want the ability to reuse that microcode again and again, multiple times.